Welcome back to the Oil Challenge. It is July in Ray County. We're going to do our pea harvest today. I've been fishing over here. We've made about $1,500 so far just since I've just been prepping to hit the record button and just kind of actually enjoy the fishing mechanic while I'm just sitting here thinking about what we're going to do today. But we're going to get that harvest done. We got a ton of lettuce building up. We're going to have to get a trailer for that eventually. When those prices are good. I think it's February where we're gonna have to hold on to them till. You can see the spawn area is completely full and we have another 8,000 liters of lettuce in the production waiting for us to take out. And over here we have a little bit of confusion, and I don't really understand why, but we only have an 87% yield bonus. Fertilization, 100%. There's no weeds. And only 87%. And looking on the map here, trying to figure it out, activating weeds here, nothing in that field. Fertilization's good. Doesn't need lime. Doesn't need rolling. Mulching we didn't do, so we could have got a little bit of bonus for that, but beyond confused on what's going on there. I don't know if it's a leftover from precision farming being activated for a short time, but it's beyond confusing. Let's take a look at the other field as we walk through the trees and get stuck. And it does appear that we're going to need some tillage to get rid of the old precision farming tram lines, which is fine. But over here you can see 97% yield bonus, and we did the same exact treatment on both fields. So a little confused. But let's take a look at the used market. I was taking a look at it as we went by. 16% off a cultivator, which, gosh, wouldn't be a bad thing to get, but it's 4 meters, and we come in here and we look at other cultivators. We can get another 4-meter one here, the John Deere, for a lot cheaper. So definitely get a pass on that. But we are going to use the mod that allows us to use a regular harvester instead of a pea harvester, which I haven't even looked at in this game, to be honest with you. Capacity of, where is it at? About 3 meters. So we have to unload this nonstop. Only a 3.8 meter width. Just not necessarily something that I enjoy doing, and it being a $581,000 machine, leasing costs are going to be outrageous. So that is what it is. If it's not something that you guys think, if you think it's cheesy, so be it. Like I'm doing what I enjoy, guys. So we're gonna have to take out some money. Got to get this harvest going. I think what I want to do is buy a grain cart. It would be nice to get one that we could double and reconfigure, but the capacity in those doesn't usually seem great. So this is one of those where we can change it down to a bale trailer, which would be helpful. Now this one you can't, but we get about 28,000 is not bad. So I think this is what we'll go with. It's $40,000 with that extension, and if we did the 14,000, I think we might just do the we'll do the big boy to start with. It'll be needed. Trailer hitch on the back, we could always add another one, but we'll do that later. We don't necessarily need the cover. Let's save a little bit of money with that. So 37,000 is what we're gonna need right away. So let's go ahead and jump into the line of credit. We're gonna take out $37,000 and get that reconfigured exactly how we wanted and get that purchased. So next, let's take a look at harvesters and something that we'll wanna, we're gonna absolutely need. And I was debating going with something unique that we haven't used, like the claws here. That's 226,000, and then leasing it, we'd have to get some money for that. But I think it's going to be wise to go with the Massey to start with. So I don't know. Yeah, we don't have enough money for that. So let's just take out, let's do like 15 just to be safe, because I don't know what it's going to cost, but we could always repay it. And it looks like we do have a high interest rate today, so our monthly payment's going to be around $1,100 now. So when we go in here, let's go ahead and lease this 5,000. Okay. And then we'll come back here to combinations and we'll grab the little header. We'll lease that. And then we have 10,000. So I'm going to right away come in here and make a payment for, let's just say 6,000. That'll cover the monthly payment and lowers the minimum next month a little bit, but we're ready to go. We're ready to get this harvest going and seeing how much money we're going to make off of peas. What we're going to need, one more thing before we get too far, is we're going to need a silo. somewhere to store the peas until the prices are good. So we should have enough funds available to us in the line of credit still. But if we don't, we're gonna have to sell right away. So let's get all this equipment home, and I think we should probably figure that out before we start harvesting, just so it's out of the way. Now I'm hoping we can get both of these fields done without that extra leasing cost to hit us, the daily leasing cost. So we're gonna try to get this done in less than an hour. The size of the header, I don't think we're gonna be able to, but that's, you know, part of the gig here with doing leasing this first time around, and so we have enough money to get our own equipment. And gosh, I'm loving the way progression's gonna work in this series. Let's take a look at silos that we have available, and we might have to jump. Well, we do have this cheap one, 75,000. I don't think it's gonna be enough though, capacity wise. So 40,000 for this one. I guess it could be temporary. So I mean, we could do this 20,000 one that holds 75,000 liters. I have a feeling we're gonna get more, and each extension would add 75,000 and would be another 20 grand. Or we could do this extension for 40. So I think that's what we'll do. So let's go ahead and give ourselves 20,000 more from the line of credit. And we still have 111,000 available to us, but we're gonna need it. We're gonna need it eventually, but we're trying to slow roll this. I really wish this was customizable. I'm sure there's another mod I could get out there. Do we have the multi-fruit? We should have that multi-fruit one. That was a different mod pack. I feel like it was a little cheaty too because of how much capacity it holds. But let's go ahead and put this here for now. I will extend the brick as well. And what we're gonna do is, I have the straight line mod. I forget what it's called. We'll make this a little bigger. What I do is I kind of bring this down until it gets to the spot where I want, like that. And then oh, it's not straight, guys. It's temporary. It's temporary. But then we'll go ahead and go over here. We're gonna hit shift and go straight up, and can't really see. So, oh, we did pretty good. But I think I do want it to come all the way to here and down. So that should be good right there. Clean up the rest of this, and like I said, it's temporary. We should be able to sneak in there and make it work. We'll make it work for us. And just clean up the grass a little bit here. So that's gonna be it for now, and that should definitely get us started. The worst case scenario, we could keep stuff in the trailer until time to sell it. I mean, like I said, that would be worst case scenario. We are gonna do 2 headlands here, and I'm gonna run this myself to begin with because I've never done this crop type. That's just, you know, I don't know. I just like doing it. And look at that debris, or the leaves getting spit out. That is great. I do like the way that looks. Putting that debris back there, looking nice. So 6% filled up. It seems to be filling up at a pretty decent pace. And we really haven't looked at the price of this stuff and the fluctuation, if we have time. You know, peas are at a pretty decent price right now. We might sell them today. We're gonna see what time-saving stock tells us about how much money we would lose, but it probably would be wise to wait. And its peak is, well, it's only November, so October we'll be able to do that. But the hope was to get some money to expand before the year ended. But with the way prices fluctuate, we might have to be a little bit more patient. And being that it is July, I'm gonna see how this yield does before I decide if we're just gonna leave this field till March, or if we're gonna try to sneak another crop in and get it harvested in the summer again next year. But the way the peas, we planted in March and we're harvesting already in July here, so it seems to be a pretty quick turnaround. It's just one of those things that I've been thinking about is, man, if we shut off seasonal growth and did like a wilderness map, like No Man's Land style, you could just plant peas and harvest almost three times a year and make a ton of money, especially with this mod this way, and not have to save up for the big expensive pea harvester. I'm sure there's smaller ones. I didn't dive into pea technology a ton. Let's actually do that. Come over here if we can find it. It did not show up. So onion will show up, but peas don't. Yeah, peas just has the one, it looks like. So I guess that's the only option unless there's things on Mod Hub, which I imagine there is. But 50% full, almost finishing the first headland. It's time to get focused. We got 2 fields to get done today. Let's get this one done. There we are, 1 full load already. 8,000 peas, almost got around the headland twice, but we'll start getting it unloaded in here. And I'm thinking the strategy, let's look at the calendar while that's unloading. So, I mean, we could do alfalfa. How are alfalfa prices? Alfalfa Windroad, $50, peaks at 63. That seems super low unless it yields insanely. Silage doesn't peak here, or it doesn't change much. So silage that low? Holy, what is hay? What do we have the economy set at? We have it set to easy. That's crazy on this map. I imagine hay's about the same. Yeah, it's a little less than alfalfa hay. So boy, okay, so I think what I want to do though is we would have time to get 1 grass harvest in, or 1 grass cut if we got it replanted today. And I think that might be a good move to kind of treat it as a cover crop, but then actually make some money off of it. And I think that might be the play here. So like once we get done with the harvest, we'll want to instantly, we should have time in July to get the grass planted and have the first growth stage in August, then September, October. So October should be, or November should be when we could cut that and make silage and then have this ready for March to replant. And that would give us another revenue stream between now and when prices are good to sell peas. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and get focused on this harvest and get that done and just take it 1 step at a time. Now, I don't think we'll get all the way around again to have the auger facing out, so we will stop at the end of this pass to unload. Pretty nice, 90% full. So we're close to 16,000 already from this field and only getting the 87% yield bonus compared to the 97 on the other field. You know, we're expecting a lot less for this field than we could get, so lots of money. Lots of money between these 2 fields, and we'll get this one to yield a little bit better next time around. But starting to think through that, we need something for tillage for the other field to get those tram lines removed. We might see about leasing something for that too. So I'm hoping we can slowly start getting our own equipment, kind of like we did with the grain trailer. And long term, we're not necessarily going to do grass, so I don't really want to buy all the mowing stuff. We're just going to kind of do that temporarily. But once money changes and we have enough money, you know, all of those things will start coming together, and we'll get our own equipment eventually. So I don't think leasing long term is going to be the best play financially. But I'd be somewhat surprised if we filled it up again. Let's go ahead and finish this harvest and see how many liters we got on our first harvest on the oil challenge. But just under 5,000 here. Let's go ahead and open it up. And so this should get us to 20,000 from this field, and then roughly 3,000 per 1,000 liters. It's about $60,000 right there. That's lovely. Yeah, just over 20,000. 20,386 liters. Probably need to move the weeder at this point. But let's go ahead and just kind of get a nice angle here. And he's not accepted here. Oh boy. Okay, I think I think we're gonna do this and lose $10,000, but I should have checked that to begin with. We're gonna pay, let's do 7,500 of that money we got back. Okay, so we will be selling today, and that's gonna be, I don't know, I think that kind of, oh boy, evens things out for the way we're using this mod for the pea harvesting. And so I don't know, other than using like the multi-silo, that actually will work. I don't know if there is like in real life how you store peas, and I'm probably gonna look that up while we do this next harvest. That's kind of sad. And starting the second harvest here, we're gonna run cart, but I'm gonna do a little bit of that research off camera while we get going here. Harvest and transport. Peas are harvested with large machines and immediately transported to processing plants via refrigerated trucks to maintain freshness. Washing and cleaning. At the plant, peas are washed thoroughly to remove any debris like pods, leaves, or stems. And all kinds of stuff. There's a drying process as well. Once frozen, they are packed into crates or bags and stored in large cold warehouses at temperatures around -25 Celsius. Okay, so I think we need to just sell them. I think we just need to sell them. And by selling them, we might be able to get out of debt today and start over with the line of credit. Let's go ahead and stop right here and let them get past this pole, though. Hopefully they'll close the pipe in time. Oh, perfect timing. Let's try to catch up and get a little bit more unloaded before they make this turn. I'm really happy they're harvesting this and not me. I probably do the turn a lot better than them, though. Let's see. Are we going to get a full load? We got our 28,000. Let's go sell while they finish the headlands. And let's see what our first load's going to bring in here. Should still be a pretty decent price from what I was remembering when I looked at it. It was still over $3,000 per 1,000 liters. Oh, it doesn't show up here. Doesn't show up in time-saving stock check because we haven't put it in a silo or any type of storage. But we are heading to the pit 1 here to sell it and start, making some income today. This is exciting. All right, selling peas for the very first time in Farming Simulator 25. Yeah, that money is skyrocketing. Oh my, guys. 87,000 from that? Okay. What's the line of credit balance right now? 100,000. We're gonna get out of debt today. Let's get back. Let's get this harvest going, and let's hope to fill this up maybe 2 more times. That would be outrageous. That would be amazing. And they're 80% full already, so we're gonna try to quickly turn around here and start unloading them. Try not to damage any crops in the process. And getting that extra yield bonus here is going to help on the larger field. It's in our favor that the 87% was on the smaller field, so bigger field, bigger bonus here. Be absolutely worth it. So having to make money today, and we still have all that lettuce money that's building up, could change our plans a little bit. And just cruising around the headland, we're already at 11,000 in here, another 30-some thousand dollars. This is a good day. This is the way. After unloading here, we're gonna do a little time check and see how many hours or minutes, I guess, are on the harvester. But making as much money as we're making, if we get another hour fee releasing, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's gonna be a drop in the bucket. Is that the saying? We're at 0.6. So I think we probably will hit the hour mark, but hopefully they can do these ups and downs pretty quickly. And maybe we won't. All right, starting to do some of the longer passes. We do have this left side here still to do of shorter ones, but cruising down this one should give us another full trailer, I believe. It'll be close, but I think it will by the time we get to the end, and if not, we'll go sell anyways just to relieve the trailer. Yeah, I think it'd be wise to go ahead and unload this thing at 95% full, so let's go ahead and head on over and get another 80-some thousand dollars in here. All right, here we go. Pit 1 once again. Look at them peas and that dollar amount. That's awesome. We have been missing out on some real money here. 83,000 there, so we could pay off the line of credit completely right now. Let's, might as well. Could always take it back out. Let's go ahead and make a payment. We'll click on pay in full, and we have $218,000 available, but we're going to keep it open for now. I was tempted to close it, but we will keep it open for now just in case something on the used market pops up. But we still have $77,000 in our account after paying that off. So definitely keeping an eye out for a second tractor right now, because I would love to be able to start getting planted. But there's nothing for sale right now or on the used market, so I don't think it would be wise to spend money on a new tractor and eat into all of that line of credit. And it's only 11 o'clock. We got plenty of time in July to pull off what we want to pull off. And a Kubota M8 just popped up here for 106,000, 200 horsepower. So this would not be able to do a front and back mowing setup. And what's the coincidence that that just happened? 35% off, that's pretty good. And looking at our John Deere, that looks like it has the hookup to do front and back mowing. So I think it's wise to take out the extra 30-some thousand we would need. And the front loader, we could eventually, even if we upgraded this, oh, that is fully upgraded. 200 horsepower. We got to do it. We got to do it. And I wanted the used market to kind of dictate how we make money. Let's take out 35,000. Oh, yep, that gave us the right amount. And let's get this bought. And it's something interesting about this used mod. It doesn't come with, like, it seems like they're repairing the vehicles already with this new used equipment mod, which I think makes complete sense. Like, you're buying from a dealership a used piece of equipment. They're going to maintain it. They're going to at least do an oil change before they sell it to you, or they should. Unless you're at a really cheap buy here, pay here place, I guess. And we'll definitely still clear the debt today. And we have two vehicles, or two tractors. This is, I'm talking, guys, this is a fun way to play. I'm having a blast right now. But we need to find our fertilizer. We do know there's some in the field and the rest at the dealership. But let's go ahead and hook up here. We'll get that filled up. We'll switch to grass. And I am going to go snag that fertilizer. And we'll keep an eye on the harvest, but I do want to get started on getting the field planted here. I think this is a wise decision on how we're going to spend our time the rest of year one. It does say year two on top, but this is definitely what we're considering year one. August through December was doing contracts to get ourselves a balance established and the line of credit established, and now it's time to go. After this, we got 9 more years to hopefully make 1 million liters in oil. And if it doesn't happen, you have my promise. We're going to keep playing until we do on this playthrough. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long series, especially with doing these smaller episodes. We're not going to do a year at a time. It should be fun, though. I'm in it for the long haul, guys. And we got a full grain cart for the second time since we started planting. We're almost done with that grass field, so this plan's working pretty good. We can see we have a decent amount left still to harvest here. And almost another, 50% full, 57% full on this trailer again. Peas, man. What a way to make money. But looking good, 88% here. Let's go ahead and finish this. And then we can think about some tillage that we're going to want to do to get rid of the tram lines. But progressing pretty good, just noon right now. Still got a little bit of time to go, and we did get it looks like we hit the hour mark because we're at 3,700 now. I think we were around 6,000. So I don't think we're at risk for that to hit again. So we should be good financially right now. We might take a little bit of money out to get a cultivator. Though with the direct drill, maybe we'll just lease that since we don't need it long term. Yeah, maybe that's the plan. And I think that was a pretty good use of our time there. Go ahead and lift. I'm going to drive in and get the fertilizer while we still have time to wait for the harvester. We'll get as much as we can in here and get a good start on the other grass field when the time comes. So we will need to buy more, but I want to burn through this before we do that. That's my normal process when we're financially tight. Got some wheel slippage. I wonder if wider tires would help if there's an option on this tractor, but I don't think we'll be doing this very often, so I think it might be okay just this one time. Who knows what equipment we'll have next time we harvest. But that's gonna get to 100%, and they're still gonna be pretty full. So we're gonna have to get to the store real quick and then unload them. But I think it's time to just kind of focus on finishing this harvest so that we can then get some cultivation going and then get the grass planted. And more money coming in here on peas. So we'll be able to get that line of credit paid off again instantly here. And we're keeping, like, used market stuff pops up all the time. So we're keeping an eye on that now. $87,000 more, guys. Whoo-wee. So make payment should just be the full amount, no interest on that $35,000 we took out, and we have $55,000 in the bank still and more to make. And while this is unloading, let's go ahead and purchase that cultivator. We will go with the John Deere one and get this purchased. It's a start. You know, we'll get bigger equipment eventually. I love the possibility of the progression, like I've said probably a million times already in this playthrough. And another like $22,000 going in the grain cart right now. A massive harvest for us. And back at it. I think what we're gonna actually do right now is drop this, and we're gonna go grab the cultivator and do as much as we can to get a head start here. There also seemed to be a little bit of an overlap, and I want to kind of check this out right here. Is lower it, lock into place, and then enable fields and just cruise around. Yeah, look at all that extra that we're gonna get there just by doing that. And then the tree line becomes a problem. We'll start chopping some trees down and selling them if we need to. But I think the tree line we might want to do a little layer of it. But I don't think we'll do the whole field. I'm just going to do this outline, and then we're going to target all of the tram lines after that. And I think that'll set us up pretty good. Then we'll come back here, lock into place, lower, and finish that headland. That's good. So that'll get us a little bit more yield, and I just was watching it plant. It's just, I don't know. It made sense. I think I did have a comment that said to do this on one of the fields too, and it might be something on these custom maps where it makes sense to just do this no matter what. Oh, I shut off fields enabled too. So we'll have to redo that line. We're just gonna bump this out of the way. And I think that worked okay. Let's lift though. We're gonna redo some of that. You can kind of see where that line is. Such a small amount, but makes me feel better. All right, I think that's good for fields enabled. Let's shut that off. And I did see a couple spots that I just wanted to target first so I can get the John Deere going on planting right away while I finish up the cultivating. So I'm gonna grab this section first. We'll have to go over it a couple times, I guess. Like right there. And then, whoops, go back around. Oh, you can kind of see where the tram line is established. So we can go ahead and lower now and just cut across here. And then they haven't done that yet. So let's check this. Whoops. Let's check this other side. Oh, they do need unloaded. Look at that perfect distance away from it. I don't think we'll quite fill this up all the way again, but another 60, 70,000 bucks maybe would be awesome. All right, we're just going to cruise on this third headland here. And it seems like that might handle most of it, if not all of this tram line. It's like the perfect width of an implement, and they just lined up perfect for us. So we'll do this. We'll get over to that other side where they're harvesting now, and potentially we might... Do I need fields enabled for this whole thing? I think we might. Let's go ahead and turn it back on, just in case. Okay, so I think it might be fine just doing tillage here, but I thought it was like a deep cultivator, and maybe this won't be enough. And if that's the case... I said before, I think this is a bug. I don't think this was the intended... It makes no sense to me. We shut off precision farming, and we still have the tram lines, and we have a no-till drill or seeder. It just doesn't make sense to me. Not as lucky with this one to lock in, but just cruising over. And I'm looking at this. I don't think it's actually... Oh, maybe it is. Let's just stop worrying and guessing, and let's just wait till we find out for sure. Harvest is done. Oh, did we get close enough? Did we get close? That's embarrassing. Another 20,000, but let's get this returned right away. Let's go Massey, and we will return it, and the header as well. $46,000 in the bank right now. Let's go see how high we can get this total. I mean, and now I'm curious, how much lettuce do we have right now? About $70,000 worth. Yeah, we're tracking good. And last time selling peas today, and then we'll take a look at what our harvest income total was. We won't know the liters, but we can look at the dollar amount in the financial statistics. Pretty nice, $109,000. I do feel confident in paying off the line of credit right now because we can just take one out. Let's go ahead and close that, and let's apply for the max. It's gonna put us at $311,648 for our new line of credit, which when you add that up is $420,000 for us to make decisions with. But we will need to lease some mowing equipment before the year's over, and we have that other $70,000 to make as well. So yeah, we might, gosh, we probably should have looked to see if there's anything else left to harvest before we return that and maybe bought a field, but let's see if we made a mistake or not. No, I don't think there's going to be anything ready to harvest. It's all, what, 2 crop types here, huh? Plowed, yeah. Something with the map, I think they do have it configured that way. Let's get the trailer put away. I think we're safe. There's one area I want to make sure, but I think we're safe to get the seeding started of the grass while I finish the cultivating. But I do want to head over to this area and get that. Yeah, we'll get that pass right there, and this one just in case they catch up before we get to it. We'll prioritize that first, and this one right here. And looking at the finances, we brought in $322,350,000 on that harvest. Oh, don't do that. Just run into all your lettuce. All right, let's lift. Let's go ahead and get over to those areas first. Not sure what direction they are going to start that way. That's in our favor. That gives us more time. So let's go right here. We'll go ahead and just lower it. Doesn't really matter at this point. And get this line and then go behind us. And we should be able to get there before they do. Yeah, and this is the last little, call it danger zone, I was worried about them getting to before we did. And we'll loop around and follow it. But after that, we'll do the inside passes we haven't done, and this field should be fine moving forward. We'll check fertilizer. We might do another application of that in August. But we already did right there, so now it should just be turn here. And just, yeah, let's redo that one. Kind of missed a little bit, but these lines are now driving me nuts. All right, let's get it done. All right, tram lines should all be gone, and I want to see in the map if there's a way for me to see this. And I am remembering that we didn't need to buy that cultivator, but we might use it at some point. So it does show all as seed bed. The center's showing a little bit of plowed, potentially, or stubble tillage. Harvested. I think that means we'll be good. And I wanted to check on how they're doing capacity-wise. We're going to need some solid fertilizer. And seed's probably going to be okay. So let's go ahead and... We are lifted, right? Yep. Okay, let's go take this back to the farmyard. Grab the trailer, and I think we're going to take it into the dealership and try to get it reconfigured for us. Because the next time we're going to use it is definitely going to be a bale trailer. But I also want to pick up some fertilizer and bring it home. You know, we'll clean up the mess here for the silo, but this isn't a bad thing to have this paved area here with the stones, the bricks. Nice little storage spot. There's the shop icon. Now I got to find the repair place. Otherwise, we're going to have to build our own. It is right here. Perfect. All right, so we should be able to reconfigure this for free. Yep. Perfect. And then for now, we'll just buy one. One more thing of fertile. Well, let's look at the map. We are only going to get a 50% yield. So yeah, we'll slow roll it. We'll buy one today, and I think this will get us through the rest of planting. And if it doesn't, we'll buy more. Yeah, and this will come in handy for the silage bales when we do them and for selling the lettuce. Be a lot of trips probably with the bales, but it's got to do what we got to do here early on so we can get some bigger equipment, bigger trailers. Driving around crazy trying to find a spot to park this, but I think we can just put it on the places that have been planted already. Might as well. That grabbed one so far away. The line. Okay, so I'm taking over now and kind of finding some of this comical at this point. This is the pass here. Let's just lower it and just, filling all this in. The tough area is done. We can see some got missed by the worker. And now that we're freed up, we should be able to get this done a lot faster than they would have. And it's like it doesn't line up the same as course play. Oh, it's good. It's good. All right. Can we fill up from here? Let's get closer. Let's just give ourselves a good starting spot here with a full thing of fertilizer. And let's get busy. Yeah, with the tricky parts done, I did want to pop in here and change this screen again. And see, yeah, it does show grass everywhere, so I think we should be good. Just using fertilizer, let's lift and then lower. But I think we should be good. The tram line should be gone, and I think that problem is solved for the rest of the playthrough on this field. All right, a little more than halfway done, and I think we're gonna have enough fertilizer to finish this. Going pretty good, other than me hitting buttons a little too fast. Trying to be patient. I think the field looks pretty cool right now. Happy with our progress, though. Using our time wisely here in July. I do want to do one more thing before we end today's video. I want to learn a little bit about the junk that we find and how we can make money off of it while fishing. So I did a little bit at the beginning of the session. We're going to, after we're done planting here, the grass, we're going to do a little bit of fishing until we see one of those payments from finding the junk while fishing. Then coming down the last home stretch here of seeding the grass. We should get one cut, and if we don't, I'm gonna feel real silly, but I think I did the math right. We should be cutting it, I think it's October or November. July, August, September, it should be October. So that'll be good, and then we can get it all ready for planting again in March. And next episode, we'll definitely be looking at what to do with the money that we've come into with an extra line of credit. But let's find out about this fishing stuff. It's nice to have our own. We have 2 little ponds that we can fish in. All right, I'm getting a little better at it. Not the best still. I find it hard to keep it steady. Be nice on I bet if you remapped this to the brakes or something, or the gas pedal, I bet that would, or maybe one of the triggers would be better than a button, because you can control the pressure on a steering or a pedal or a trigger better than you can on just a button. It's all or nothing with a button. I mean, we're just getting, that's 2 fish so far. I want the junk, guys. I want the junk today. All right, that's 1 piece of junk. I don't know. I think I've only caught 1 more in this session, so I don't know if it saves over time or if it's just per session, but I did exit, I think. I don't remember. So we're just gonna keep grinding, and I'll update you when we should get some money from the junk, is the rumor I've been hearing in the comments. I haven't looked up to see any videos on it or anything because I wanted to experience it myself, so let's see what happens. Gigantic salmon. Hey, there's some more junk. Hey, there's our $1,000. Okay, so you collected 5 trash items. We got $1,000. Hobby collector. Okay. Pretty cool. It's good to know that we can do that, but we got 2 grass fields planted. We made over $300,000 in selling peas today. We have another $70,000 and growing of lettuce. And one thing I was eyeing is this farm across the way. I was seeing if we could figure out how to financially afford it soon, but I don't think we're gonna do that. I'm liking the fact that we're building our own thing, and this might not be a large enough farmyard long term. That might turn into a greenhouse. We might get a bunch more greenhouses, and we probably will build another one next episode to start doubling down on lettuce and just expand it. Maybe this direction. I'll look into some options there next time. But lots of lettuce building up here. Lots of money coming in. We need a ton more. We need over $4.5 million just to build the factories, but it's progressing nice. Thanks for hanging out on this episode of the Oil Challenge. I'm Socksway Up. I will catch you on the next episode.